Jill Leavitt, and you're watching Adventures in Cheesemaking. Today, we'll be trying our third Butterkäse. This is the cheese I made in the YouTube video called How I Make Butterkäse. If you haven't seen that video, click on the link below where it says Show More, and you'll find a link that says point you to How I Make Butterkäse, and you can click on that and watch how I make it. All right, let's read what the note says. Okay, so for this milk, I only used 1/16 of a teaspoon of lipase. And the second Butterkäse, I used 3/8, so it's a lot less. Also, it notes that the cheese was very wet. After I brined it, it was very wet and took a long time to dry. So maybe because the surface area of the cheese is larger than what the recipe calls for, I should have increased the amount of pressure that I used. So it's only been aged for 4 weeks, so it may not matter. It just will make it extra moist. We'll see. All right, let's open it up. Nice looking cheese. Out of curiosity, I want to weigh it. So when I waxed it, before I waxed it, it was 5 pounds and 3 ounces. I'm just curious if it changed its weight while it was aging for 4 weeks. So survey says 5 pounds, 3 ounces. So nothing changed as far as weight. So I want to show you, if you remember, if you watched the video, the cheesecloth stuck to this and pulled out chunks of cheese where there were some gaps, and you can see where some of the wax has filled in. And that's all right. We'll just, when we cut it into chunks, we'll just cut the wax away. That's fine. Okay, so it smells of lipase, but not as much as the last cheese I made, which I could smell from up here. So I'm excited. I'm hoping this will be just a little bit of a taste of lipase. Let's cut into it. Feels very firm to me. Okay. That's what it looks like. A few mechanical holes. Something I need to remember when I put the cheese into the mold is to pack it down as I go. I sometimes forget that. Okay, there we go. Okay. It's funny. It smells different on the inside than it does on the outside. It smells good. Okay. All right, it's floppy, moist. some of that last bit of wax off. Put that over there. Let's try some without crackers. Mmm. All right. It's much better for me. It's much better tasting than the one with the extra lipase. It's a little bit sharp, which is kind of funny because it's only 4 weeks. It's a little bit sharp, and what does that remind me of? Maybe Munster? It's very good. Let's try it on a cracker. Alright. Excellent. So, someone asked me, why make a big cheese? Why not just make a small cheese, and then you don't have to worry about having huge cheese in the refrigerator? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this cheese will not last a week in our house. It's very good. So, on that note, let's have a guest. Hi, Heather. How are you?
I'm just fine, Jill. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm excited to have you try some of my cheese.
Well, I'm excited to try it too.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna cut you a piece, and you can try it first without a cracker.
Okay.
Sorry about the sharp knife at you.
That's all right. It's very good. It's moist. It does have that little bit of a sharp tang that you mentioned, although it's it's kind of bland, but that's okay. It reminds me of an Edam or yeah, something like that. Softer cheese, although this isn't quite as soft as that, but it's got that same flavor. Very subtle. It's nice.
For 4 weeks,
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's very good.
All right, would you like to try some with the cracker?
I would. Jill made these crackers, by the way. Very good. Very, very good.
It's
Yeah.
It's funny how maybe adding a grape or adding a cracker, and all of a sudden it's like store-bought cheese.
Yeah. It's very good.
So, something interesting to note about making cheese is it took 5 gallons, and I got a 5-gallon cheese. But also, depending on what kind of cheese you're making, you can take the whey that's left over and you can make ricotta. And I will show you some of my ricotta that I made. Not from this cheese. I just made a Swiss, and I have some ricotta left over. I'll show it to you. So I would like to say thanks, Heather, for being my guest today. I'm glad you were able to make it. So this is a sample of the ricotta that I made from the whey, and you can dry it out. You can make it drier, or you can have it be moist. I'm going to be making lasagna with this. Also, I made, with some ricotta, I made a ricotta chocolate chip cake. So the bonus of making cheese is you're not just getting one cheese. You can get more than one cheese and all sorts of recipes. So making cheese is fun, and I recommend you give it a try. For those of you who like to bake, I will put a link to the recipe for the chocolate chip ricotta cake down below the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm glad you were here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!